Hi everyone, it's MArquet here, Lemon Creation. Today with a video in which there are a lot of beautiful things happen. So I'm gonna be making an abstract page, reviewing beautiful paints, but also showing you a product I didn't even know it exists, but it does, and it's so beautiful. I was asked to make a review video with the watercolor paints. They are 5th generation artist watercolor paints from YouLan, which is a brand which makes Paul Rubens paints, which are quite well known. And look at that, guys! I got a beautiful black box with the paints inside, so it's like a beautiful textured box with a nice cloth inside with Paul Rubens logo, and this is the case, and inside they are beautiful paints. Just stay tuned and you're gonna see I'm gonna be doing a lot with them today. And inside the box there is also a swatch sheet. The numbers, or rather the paints names, are written in Chinese, and so the leaflet also it's written in Chinese, but they do have the pigment numbers. So if you want to use this swatch, you can still use it by going with the pigment numbers. But on Amazon webpage, if you decide to buy these paints, you will get also this sheet of colors which have the colors in English. And also, which I haven't noticed at the very beginning, the pans are individually wrapped, and on the side of the pans you have all the informations needed and necessary, and they are all written in English. So at the front you have the name, you have the pigment number, the paint number, I'm sorry, and on the side you have a pigment number, you have a transparency, you have water resistance. So everything you will get either on this cheat sheet, which you can print out from Amazon, or you can just send me a message and I will try to send it to you, or you have it on the boxes, on the wrapping papers. But this is just something amazing. So I got this and I didn't know what it is because I was thinking I'm gonna get only the paints. And when I opened it, I couldn't believe my eyes. Everything was in Chinese on the box, so I didn't know what is it. Guys, it's a watercolor paper, but the watercolor paper I have never seen before. It's once again Paul Rubens watercolor paper, but guys, do you see that? It shines, it's sparkling. I've never saw a sparkling watercolor paper, and it's so beautiful. And I am not a big fan of sparkles, but those are so elegant. I honestly, I just love this paper. On top of that is a rough kind of in touch, because it is, I use different lighting here to just show you more the sparkles, but it's kind of rough, in touch, because it's cotton paper. It's a cotton paper. But let me just come back to the products, to the paints first. I'm showing you now that they are on Amazon. You can find them there. I think the price is not so steep for the quality of the watercolor paints. I am really very, very nicely surprised. I think they are super vibrant. They dissolve very quickly with water. They have a lot of very nice qualities. And the paper, it's here also. You can buy the paper as a cold press paper and as a hot press paper in different sizes, different quantities. The sparkles are there. And in comparison with other brands, for example, with Archer's cotton paper, you get 12 sheets for more or less $25. Here you get 20 loose papers for 16. So I think the value is there, especially that I actually really love it. I'm so excited. I've never had that. I've never thought it even exists. So I googled what else Paul Rubens has. I reviewed previously in my other videos, I reviewed their paints already, their watercolors, which I was really happy with. but I have also oil pastels and like, you know, artist product, which is super, super cool. And I am very excited because I was absolutely thrilled to make this video. And you see already that I am crazy about the paper, but the paints are also really super cool. I love the colors, they are super vibrant. I'm sure if I mix them to create some new colors, I'll be very happy also. And now I wanted to just show you that here you have all the info necessary. So color carrier is Arabic gum, which is apparently very good, and they have a very good light fastening. So that's also very important. And I made my really professional swatch sheet, which is super cool because I was thinking to actually go for the one which was included in the box, but because there was quite a lot of info in Chinese, I imagine, I decided to actually go for mine and do like real watercolor artists do, make a black line across the paper, so like that I see also if the paint is opaque or translucent. So all of that, you know, I'm trying trying to learn things about watercolors. And so what I've done also, I cut this small, you know, after unwrapping the paint, I cut the small pieces of paper which were on the side with the pigment, with the color carrier, with the water resistance and transparency. So like that I will have finally a swatch which is actually, which could be called swatch, like proper swatch. I'm really proud of myself. I'm learning quietly because I don't have enough time to actually spend more time and learn properly, but little by little, you know, I'm trying to get there. So as you can see, the paints are really nice. They are actually very vibrant. There is a lot of pigment in them. And here they are already dry. And normally what happens with the watercolors, when they dry, they actually change the color. They get a little bit lighter. As far as I know, at least, maybe I'm completely mistaken, but this one seems to be really well pigmented. So I'm really happy. And it's gonna be my very first time to use this beautiful paper because I did swatching on the normal, like regular watercolor paper. And for this abstract page, I'm using the sparkling one. I'm gonna be using a round brush from Fuumuui, number 12. And as always, me and abstract, I never know where I'm gonna go, what I'm gonna do. I kind of had last night a sort of epiphany, I think it's called, and I told to myself, I'm gonna go for the lines. And while I was making the lines, I realized that not so long ago I actually make another abstract with lines, with yellow colors. I don't know if you remember this one, but well, apparently is my my thing to make lines. I love lines and circles, so let's stay with that. Why do I need to change? I'm gonna stay like you know, and do what I do. This one is the color I'm using right now is actually black one, ivory black. And I have to tell you guys that it is not very black. I mean, it is black, but I would think for the paints like these ones, the black is gonna be really like really black. This is not the case, which I don't mind because after all, you know, I have other paints. If I really want to have a very dark black, I can use other paints or I can add a little bit less of water, of course. But that was a surprise for me, which is not a bad surprise at all, as I mentioned. And now I'm using indigo. So I decided to go a little bit for kind of a night colors. Indigo black and a little bit of blue later on, a little bit brighter. And I don't know if you see but there is a lot of hesitation in my movements because I am honestly I don't know where to go, what kind of movements to use, so the page later looks nice and coherent. And sometimes it's hard for me. I mean, not sometimes, quite often it's really hard for me. I don't know, I don't have still this mind which, which will tell me, go like that, like that, like that, and it's gonna be perfect. I just don't know that, and I think as nobody knows, well, maybe not nobody, I guess there are some artists which really have this, vision of what they do. I don't. I start something and I go with a flow, basically. But the colors are really nice, and I decided to also add a little bit of blooms to the page. So I'm just dipping the brush in water when the paint is already like half dry, and that will give me a little bit of beautiful blooms, which I called quite often stains. I'm also removing excess, I'm sorry, of paint with the brush and a little bit of tissue. And this is the effect when the painting is dry. But I decided to go a little bit further, and I took another color, I think it's French blue, and I decided to add a little bit more of the lines. So once again, I was not sure if that's gonna be a good addition. As you can see, I'm adding a little bit of water to the paints, but I thought that it needs a little bit, this painting needs a little bit more of these waves, and I decided to go for a different color. Well, different, I mean, it's still in the same color family, but little different, little brighter. And with the hindsight, I think I did good, because later on I'm gonna be using another color which I would probably never think of using with those blues, and yet I use it, like, I just got this idea, I use it, and I am so happy with the end effect. I have this problem when I'm actually creating. I am not very good at mixing colors. I need to learn that. It calls me always, like, come on, learn the mixing, colors. But I kind of postpone it because I'm simply afraid that I'm not gonna manage. So I quite often use the same family of colors for my projects, for my paintings. So if I go for yellow, I add a little bit of orange, or a little bit of brown, or a little bit of red, not to go, like, out of my comfort zone. I have some mixes which I really love, and I know that they can make matte at the end, like, for example, purple and orange. If you do them nicely, if you manage, they may give you beautiful effect. But if you just mix them not correctly, or just simply mix them, they will give you a brown. So that's why I'm a little afraid, and that's why I'm so happy that with this painting I just let go a little, and I add this 1, 2, 3, 4th color, and color which is completely different than the blues and black, which goes, as you know, black goes with everything. So I was quite proud with myself. I showed the painting at the end to my husband, because I wanted to show him the paper also, which he, by the way, loved. He said, wow, it's such a good paper, it looks so cool. even though there were sparkles on it. And he also looked at the painting. The first thing, actually, he looked at the painting and he said, wow, this is really nice. So I was so happy. I think I may even frame it. I am, I don't know, sometimes I like my things, like, I do something and I'm quite proud of it. And I was not sure this is gonna be the case, and that's why you can see me adding colors, removing colors, adding, these blooms with water, playing a lot because honestly, guys, at this point I was not happy with what it was on the paper. I just wanted to present the colors, to try them first of all, to see how they behave, if they are really as good as advertised. And so yes, I was playing quite a lot with them, adding more, removing, and but at this point, at this exact point, I was not happy. I was thinking, my goodness, this page is not looking like anything. And this is something I'm telling you because I think a lot of us, a lot of you, us, because I do that all the time still. I did it a little bit more at the beginning of my journey with, with mixed media and watercolors, but we doubt ourselves, and very often we start doing something we don't like and the piece finish in the bin. Sometimes I think, or quite often, most of the time, the perseverance is quite needed. So even if you think something doesn't work to your liking, just leave it. And with watercolors, what is super cool is the fact that they look completely different when they dry. And here we go. So this is the color I decided to go for. So this is burnt sienna. I mix it with a tiny bit of black, the ivory black, but really tiny bit. I just kind of dipped my brush very quickly into the black because I wanted a little bit darker. This burnt sienna, I wanted a little bit darker. I was afraid that it may be too startling a difference, and so that's what I went for. And I made a mistake before. I said to you guys that I used actually French blue. No, I used Berlin blue because French blue is quite blue, and I didn't want a difference like that. So for this page, I'm gonna tell you once again, I use ivory black, indigo, Berlin blue, and at the end burnt sienna. And once again, I was not sure how that is gonna look like after drying. And this is so cool with watercolors. Very often I think that something is not looking great, but the moment it dries, wow. So I'm really happy I took a chance and I decided to trust my instincts and go for this color because I think it adds quite a lot to this abstract page. And I'm just playing, guys. I'm trying. I'm not expert on watercolors. I am not very good, so I'm learning as I'm going. I'm adding more water. I'm removing water. Sometimes I do wet on dry. Sometimes I do wet on wet. Sometimes I do dry on dry. That happens also. And so look at that, guys. This is still wet, but it looks so much better right now. I'm coming back to the indigo, and I decided for a very first time, I think it's the very first time, that I'm gonna actually do some spots with indigo instead of going for the fine liners I used to go always for. So I decided I'm gonna try and I'm gonna see how am I managing with the brush. I choose this one because simply I thought this one is gonna give me the best dots. Somehow kind of in the middle of dot making, this brush kind of started playing tricks on me and it started making kind of ovals instead of dots, but well, I just went with it and yes, I just let it like it is. And I'm kind of working with the dots beside these water blooms, or just following basically the paint, or just adding a little bit of interest in the places when I find that there is nothing happening basically. But it's kind of the intuition which is guiding me a little bit. Sometimes I am thinking, at what point should I stop? Didn't I go a little bit too far? And now I'm gonna add some gold. For this painting, I'm gonna be using MAP watercolors. MAP watercolors comes from Etsy. It's a Polish girl who actually makes her own watercolors, chameleon, color shifters, and all of these metallic ones, mirror. So I'm gonna give you a link to her and of course to Paul Rubens products in the description box below. But I decided to use her watercolors firstly because I ran out of my Signo pen, the golden one, because I don't have any golden colors from Paul Rubens. So Paul Rubens, if you are hearing me here right now, I would be very happy to test them. And so, yes, basically I didn't have the pen, so I went for these colors and they are actually working so beautifully also. I have a very, very, very tiny brush. I think it's not even any known brand, it's just I bought it. Yes, it's Sostrena Grena, it's just a very cheap brush, but it actually works quite well. Maybe because the paints are good also. And I decided to do a little bit of dots and a little bit of lines. And the golden accents together with this burnt sienna, they look so nice. I was thinking for a moment to go for a white accents, but then I decided that with the brown, maybe the gold would be better. I'm not sure, maybe white would have been better, but now when I'm looking actually at the painting which is in front of me, I put it on my desk, it looks quite nice. Like, you know, the colors are going well together, so I think maybe it was a good choice actually to go for this golden one. And it's a beautiful color, look at the shine, and it's quite nice to, you know, to paint with it. And I have only the small dots and they are just way enough to also to do it. So guys, I am really, really happy. You know, I'm always trying to give you my honest opinion. And once again, I am not a watercolor artist. I am learning, but I'm really, really happy with these products. It was really a joy to make this video. I actually waited, like, you know, when can I just find a little bit of time to try the paper, try the paint. So it was really, really fun, and I'm really happy with the effects. The page almost, as you've seen, I put the washi tape or masking tape on the borders so it doesn't warp, but it warped tiny bit, but maybe because also my washi wasn't holding very well. But overall, I think it's holding really well. It's not really warping in comparison to other papers I used. It's really, really good. I didn't add too much water also because I didn't cover the whole paper, but I think it's quite good. You can see a little bit of warping here, but nothing major, and I'm sure I can just flatten it up if I put it in the if I put something heavier on it. So this is it. It's finished, and I'm gonna show you a big close-ups here for you, so you can see how beautiful it is and that the sparkle is still there and is still visible. It goes through the paint. I think in the places where the paint is quite no, you can see it everywhere, even when the paint is quite how would you call it, thick and dark, you can still see the sparkles. So I guess this is maybe not paper for everybody. Not everybody likes sparkles on their products or projects, rather, paintings, but I think it's really something super cool to try. There is one more thing I have for you guys. I just was kind of bored with my hands because I watched something on the internet yesterday, and I decided that I'm gonna try different colors from the same paints. This time on a normal paper, I mean watercolor cold press 300 grams, but from Canson, but with the same paints I am using today. So Paul Rubens 24 watercolors, and for this project I use chromium yellow, chromium orange, and Venetian red. And you're gonna just see in a second. This is what I came up with. I love the colors, they are so beautiful. My dear artist friends, this is it from me. Thank you so very much for watching. I always appreciate your comments. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'd be very happy if you visit my shop. It's been quite lonely lately, my shop, so I'll appreciate that a lot. All the links for the products and all the products used in this video you're gonna find in the description box below. I'm sending you big hugs, and I hope I'm gonna see you soon in my next video. Bye bye.